Alright, viewers, welcome to the detailed tutorial in the K-15. Today we're covering the use of the Kh-25ML missiles. These are massive missiles that the helicopter gets to have longer range than any other helicopter missile in DCS, so they're very handy in that regard, very good for seed. Anyway, let's get started. We'll turn on the laser, we'll set this switch to the standby mode for lasing the missile. We'll go Master Arm, and we'll select the outboard pylons. We'll uncage the Kh-25, and we'll slew it to have placing targets. Okay, target spotted, so we will press the target lock button. Okay, so that number counting down there, that is how long the laser has to turn itself off so it doesn't overheat. So we'll wait for that counter to go down to 0, then we'll fire the laser again, and that's when we'll fire the missile. These missiles have a range of about 12 kilometers-ish, and for some reason, I'm not sure if this is a realistic thing or if it's a DCSism, but for whatever reason, the missile thinks it's out of range, so you have to set your, this here, the manual auto weapons control switch to manual, to override the range limits that it thinks has. I think it's because it's programmed for Vickers, not the Kh-25. It thinks it's a Vicker, maybe. That might be why. Either way, so we can fire a laser, we'll press the target lock button again, fires the laser, and we'll fire the missile. So, it will loft on launch, and it should track, there it's tracking the target. Look at that massive pull it does that, that's really funny actually, you know what. Okay, and it should hit the target soon. Let's just wait. Impact, come up, yeah, target destroyed, okay, cool. Yes, this thing has a massive warhead, so you can get away with kind of hitting the general area of the target. So we'll retrim the helicopter and fire again. These missiles have a minimum range of 4 kilometers due to the maneuvering limits of the missile, and also you have to be above 100 and like 100 kilometers an hour to fire the missile. That is because any lower and you risk actually starving the engine by ingesting too much smoke from the exhaust of the missile, which is really funny, I think. But yeah, that's why I'm not hovering. That's why I'm flying forwards. Normally I would be hovering if I was using the Vickers, but with these you have to fly straight at pretty high speed for using missiles. Anyway, we're approaching minimum range. Let's fire our second missile. Okay, target. Yep, it's locked on. You see it does quite an aggressive loft, then pulls down. So like I said, these missiles are quite good for taking out Shellrad, for example. They can outrange a lot of short-range air defenses. Let's see effect on target. Was the target destroyed? I don't think it was. No, that fell a bit short. Oh well. Anyway, that is how to use the Kh-25. I'd say it's a very niche weapon. I'd say just use the Vickers instead of these. You get more of them, and they, at least I think, they're more accurate. But I guess these do have their own application. That'll be it for today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Patreon, TikTok, and YouTube. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Shark31 signing off.